Welcome, everybody, to the A Little Less Fear podcast. I'm your host for the show, Dr. Lino Martinez. Oh, yeah. Welcome back, everybody, to the A Little Less Fear podcast. I'd like to introduce Brandon Liebowitz. I want to make sure I said your name correct.
Yep.
All
Thanks for
right,
having me on.
awesome. So Brandon helps small and medium-sized companies get ranked at the top of Google by using search engine optimization tactics and bringing in traffic via social media, paid ads, etc. You're the man to be talking to these days, especially with a lot of hacking going on, people having to start all over. That happened to me. A lot of people know that already. But welcome to A Little Less Fear podcast.
Thanks for having me on today.
So, oh yeah, you're welcome. Thank you. Brandon, what brought you to this journey, first off, before we talk about how you help people?
I just kind of fell into this, wasn't really planning on going into digital marketing, but after I graduated from school, the first job I got out of school was helping a company out with their digital marketing. And I didn't know much about it. They didn't know much about it either. I got my degree in business marketing. So they're like, all right, kind of translates over, but they took me a lot of classes, workshops, seminars, and learned alongside with me. And this is back in 2007. And after working there for a couple months, just realized everyone's probably gonna have a website in the future. A lot of different ways to get traffic, like SEO, running paid ads, doing email marketing, doing social media. It's tons of different strategies, but SEO, search engine optimization, is a way to get free traffic, and really focused on that throughout the years, working at different advertising agencies and always working on the side on freelance projects, trying to build it up and build up my clientele, where I'd work on weekends, before work, after work, on my lunch break, and built up to where I was able to quit my job a few years ago and focus on this solely, and kept going from that.
That's amazing. So you found a passion. I guess it kind of just fell on your feet.
Yep, wasn't really planning on it, but it all worked out, and definitely enjoyed, and glad that I was able to find that.
Yeah, thank you. I'm glad you were as well. So how do you do this? How do you help small and medium-sized companies, let's say the ones that are stuck, and let's say there's a good website, but it's missing something. I mean, well, how do you usually go about this? Do you kind of just give them a brief overview of what you do, or do they usually say, hey, look at my stuff, how can you help me?
Yeah, it's not really a one size fits all. So gotta look at their website and see what's working, what's not working for them, look at their competitors, but really look at the business and figure out who is your audience. Where are they? Are they going to be on Google? Are they going to be on Yelp? Are they going to be on social media? Where are they? And just try to put yourself in front of your audience at the right moment, because like, see, you're like a doctor or like myself, an SEO company. Social media is probably not going to get you too many leads. People aren't really going to go on Facebook looking for a dentist or a lawyer or a mechanic or an SEO company. So it's probably going to go on Google first. So try to make sure that you have a good presence on Google, and then social will kind of like build that trust up and build the credibility, letting people know that this is a real company. There's people here to help you out. They can read reviews and testimonials and see status updates and see all that stuff there on the social.
What's the biggest challenge that you see with people on building their SEO right now?
I would say the biggest or the trickiest part is backlinks, getting other websites to talk about you. So the more websites that talk about you, the more trust Google's going to give to you. And then they look at the keywords on your website to figure out what to rank you for. But it doesn't work the other way around. So you got to get what are called backlinks. You got to get other websites talking about you. The more clickable links from other websites, the better off you're going to rank. So let's say you're reading an article in the latimes.com. Then there it says Brandon Liebowitz, and you click on that, and it goes to my website. I'd be getting a backlink from the latimes.com. So the more websites that mention you, the better off you're going to be. And the thing about it is, if you build the wrong type of backlinks, instead of ranking higher, you actually drop down in ranking. So got to be very careful with the backlinks. Google's whole algorithm started based off backlinks. It's still heavily based off backlinks. It's changed a lot how they look at the backlinks to this day. So it's not the same like in the past. If I have 100 backlinks and you have 200, you would rank higher than me. But now it's not the number of backlinks, it's the number of quality backlinks. So that's where you got to be careful. And a lot of websites don't have any backlinks or have backlinks from like foreign countries and things like that. And that just looks really strange and throws off Google's algorithm.
In order to get on backlinks, is that something that their SEO company has to take care of on their end, or is the person that's just literally working on the website on the other side, can they add you on to their backlink? How does that usually work?
No, a little bit of both. So it's, well, an SEO company needs to be building you backlinks, but if you could build backlinks in conjunction with what I'm doing, it's just going to speed things up because the more backlinks you have from quality sites, the faster you're going to rank. So, but definitely the SEO company needs to be building you backlinks. If they're not really doing SEO.
And so that's one of the biggest challenges that you see right now.
Yeah, it's always been, I think, since as Google started, is the backlinks, getting backlinks. Well, back in 2007, it was really easy to rank. Now, Google's algorithm changes daily, and big part of their algorithm updates are usually the backlinks. People figure out ways to game the system, build backlinks quickly, or find loopholes. And Google's like, no, we don't want you to do that. We want you to work to build these rankings.
And so in order to, I guess, combat this constant change of algorithm, there's a lot of hands-on humans working on this rather than having like a software program jump in there and start doing changes, correct?
To Google's algorithm,
Yeah.
it's not even, I mean, nowadays, well, no one knows how it works. They
Oh,
keep it all top
geez.
secret, but I know there's AI involved with it. So I know the people that work on it don't even know how it works anymore because it's
Wow.
just machine learning where it's growing by itself, and Google separates all the different parts of the algorithm. So there might be like, I mean, there's over 200 ranking signals. So maybe each ranking signal has its own team and they're all kept tops or secret away from one another. So no one really knows how it all works. But the machine learning part is where no one knows how it works nowadays.
So that sucks actually. That makes it more difficult for you.
Yeah, well, the main thing is we don't care how Google works. That's never been the goal or the objective. What matters is who's on that first page of Google and how much SEO have they done. That's all that matters. So unfortunately nowadays, 2007 to 2022, there's a lot more competition. More competition means it's more work, more time involved. And that's the tougher part. But it really is kind of the same basic strategies as having good content, good original content, and having good quality backlinks. As long as you have those two things, everything else will really fall into place. It's just the content and the backlinks are so very important. But really, it all comes down to the competition. How many backlinks do the competitors have? How many backlinks do you have? And how do we fill that void?
Wow, that sounds like a lot of work.
Yep. Google does not make it easy. Yeah, it does take a lot of time. It becomes like a full-time job.
I mean, no wonder, no wonder that's why that's what you're doing now full time.
Yep. It keeps me busy. The backlinks keep me very busy.
So how are algorithms different from Google compared to other social media stuff? Let's say like Instagram, TikTok. It just seems like there's just so many tutorials I'm always going through. I'm like, geez, they're all different. And then whenever I try to take notes and then try what they want me to try, it actually backfires. So I'm like, are they lying to me or what? Why isn't it working for? Why do I have less viewers this week when I listen to the tutorials versus when I'm doing it organically with my own intuition, feeling this is the right time to do this?
Depends what type of tutorials, because it's just like SEO. Google is going to read every piece of tutorials of how to rank higher because they don't want you to figure out ways to game the system. Instagram or Facebook is probably reading all that stuff. TikTok, they're all going to be reading those guides and trying to patch loopholes. So if it's like a loophole and ways to game the system, then by the time someone lets it out, it's already been fixed or it's too late because it's no constant. Everything is always changing with digital marketing, with SEO, with social media. It's constantly evolving. But all the algorithms are completely separate. Google versus Facebook, not even close to being, I mean, there might be some similarities, but Facebook is probably looking at more how many likes, how long do people stay on it? Like, do your eyes look at the content? How long do you touch the screen for? How long do you stay here? How many shares does it get? How long do people watch the video versus where their drop off is? There's a lot of stuff, a lot of weird stuff that they do, like tracking eyes and fingerprints.
It seems almost impossible for like a regular Joe to be handling all of this on their own. It seems like somebody would need someone like you, Brandon, and it seems like people would need professional marketers to help them promote themselves or promote the person.
Yep. So it does I mean, they can learn it on their own, but it does become a lot where you're constantly reading and learning and staying up to date with all these changes. And it's doable, but you just have to understand that it's always going to be changing. So you're always going to have to be on top of it.
So how do you stay up to date to keep yourself on your toes here and constantly evolving with the constant change?
I'm just reading up in different blogs and forums and websites and looking at what other people talk about, testing things out. That's going to be the best is testing because you never know what's going to work. Just because you read something or see someone talking about it doesn't mean it's going to work. So trying it out, building other websites to test on. So
Hmm.
not testing on my main websites because if you do the wrong things, you get penalized. And worst case scenarios, they could kick you off Google permanently, which is the last thing I want to happen
What?
to anyone. Just like social media could kick you off anytime as well.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, so yeah, you're kind of at the mercy of search engines and social media sites.
So tell us one of your incredible success stories, somebody that you helped, a company, a website, social media that you just actually literally helped go up the ranks.
Also, yeah, I've helped out tons of companies with their SEO over the years. I mean, one of them that I'm currently helping out with is a clothing company and help them jump to the top where they were already on the first page of Google for a lot of their keywords, but they weren't at the top. And getting on the first page of Google is great. It's going to bring a lot of traffic. But once you get to that top position, that's where you just get so many more clicks because most people just go that first one for some reason. They don't really click to the second or third. I mean, a lot of people will, but not everyone does. So getting them up there by building the backlinks and optimizing the website, tweaking the coding and things like that. Pretty much shot them up and they just saw their sales increase tremendously, the revenue jumping up from organic free traffic and stayed up there for the most part and just keep trying to get them up there for all their different keywords, all the different spellings, synonyms, plurals, singulars, all the different variations of those keywords.
And in order to keep them up there, do they need your services on the day, on the daily, on the weekly, on the monthly, on the yearly? How does that work?
Just depends how competitive it is. So once you get to that first page of Google, there's only 10 spots. You're pushing someone off that first page of Google, and they're not going to be happy about it. And they're going to look at everything you've done and really look at your backlinks. And if you don't have any competition, you don't have to worry. You'll stay up there. But if you have competition, they're going to be trying to outrank you. And the more competition you have, the more you have to stay on top of it. And staying on top of it really means building more backlinks, getting those backlinks constantly built to your website. And that's done usually building backlinks. You don't want to build a pattern where you're building 5 backlinks every single day or something like that. Google will pick up on that. So just mix it all up and build a few every couple days or some every couple weeks, depending on how competitive it is.
Do you foresee AI doing what you're doing in the near future?
Good, possibly. I don't know. It's all probably going to be taken over by AI, most stuff, unfortunately. So I could
Right.
see pretty much everything, yeah, which is a little weird, a little scary.
It is a little scary, actually. Do you feel that the human component is, I guess, more reachable than AI?
Mm, yeah, I'm not too sure. It's right now it's that human component, but there's so much AI bots out there that will create content and videos and do all the stuff for you. But I still think you need a person on it because we're not there yet. But in the future, who knows how it's all going to be.
Speaking of that, how do you know the difference between like if you're working with a bot versus a human? How can somebody know that difference?
Yeah, I don't know how you can tell the difference. Nowadays, it's pretty tough. They look the same. They seem the same. It's tough to differentiate them.
Sounds pretty challenging, this job position that you're in right now, Brandon, but you're also finding a reward to this, correct?
No, I enjoy it. I mean, it's definitely gotten a lot tougher over the years. It was easier at the beginning. Now it's
Yeah.
much more competitive, but it is fun trying to figure. It's like a puzzle. Try to figure out Google. Try to kind of be a detective and figure out what's working, what's not working, and just kind of go from there.
Have you imagined what it might possibly be like in like 5 years?
Thought about it. I mean, ever since I've been doing SEO, back in 2007, everyone said SEO is dying out. It's going to be gone in a few years, but it is still here. So I feel like as long as your search engines are people for a way to search, it's going to be SEO. But who knows really what's going to happen in the future? The metaverse, all that stuff. It's going to be really strange. But for now, I feel like there's some job security.
That's good. Yes, there is. So tell our viewers, our watchers, and our listeners where we could find your business, how we can optimize our business with your help, and how we can find you.
So for everyone that wants to learn more, I create a special gift on my website. If they go to SEOoptimizers.com, it's SEOoptimizers.com/gift. They could find that there along with my contact information. And if they want to book some time on my calendar, happy to dive onto the website and give some feedback from an SEO point of view of what's working and what's not working. And also I have a bunch of classes up there for free. So if they want to watch and learn more about SEO or digital marketing, I have a ton of classes I've thrown up there.
You have free classes as well. That's amazing.
Yep. So they can access it all there anytime they want to go to SEOoptimizers.com/gift.
Is there anything else you would like for us to know?
I'll just be patient with it all. Unfortunately, it does take a lot of time. It's not immediate with the SEO. A lot of people just want to get that traffic right away. That's where the paid ads come into play. But SEO is more long term, where you work it, build it up, and over time, you'll see that traffic start to increase. But you gotta be patient. Unfortunately, it's just not immediate.
When you say it's not immediate, you mean it could take months, even years?
Yeah, depending on, it all comes back to that competition, how competitive it is. If you're selling t-shirts, gotta look at who's on that first page of Google, probably Target, Walmart, Amazon, all these big corporations that you gotta compete with. Whereas if you're selling something more niche and unique, less competition, it'll be a little bit easier or quicker to get up there. But it's still gonna take time, unfortunately. It's not immediate. It's the backlinks that take time to build that trust up because Google just does not trust anyone.
Wow. Well, thank you so much for educating me, educating our viewers, our watchers, and our listeners on SEO. This has been incredible and eye-opening for sure. Thank you so much, Brandon, for being on a Little Less Fear podcast. We're definitely going to keep in touch.
Thanks for having me on today.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to A Little Less Fear podcast. For more information on my social media pages, you can visit me at www.alittlelessfear.com. I also have an incredible list of resources for people all over the world, and it's really formulated to help all kinds of people, LGBTQIA community, Alcoholics Anonymous, disabilities. The list goes on. So feel free to visit my website, alittlelessfear.com. You can also email me at alittlelessfear@gmail.com. I'm also on Patreon. I'm a life purpose counselor on Patreon. This is available for everybody, and it's also available for only exclusive members on Patreon. Everybody's welcome. So please visit me there at www.patreon.com/alittlelessfear. Thank you to all the new followers and subscribers. Go ahead and hit the follow, subscribe button if you haven't already, and tell your friends and family about A Little Less Fear podcast. Thanks so much for all your support. Love you all. Have a blessed day.